Shock new filing, guys. The Diddy trial is not over. We thought it was, but clearly not, because Diddy is losing it minute by minute. Hey guys, it's Murad Morali, daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video. Join Murad Nation, subscribe to the channel. Diddy is filing that appeal. Diddy wants out of the jail prior to the 4 years that this man has been given. I don't understand why, because this man will be out of jail by Christmas next year or by mid 2027. So what does this man need to file an appeal for? It's not like you were given 8 to 10 years plus. You were given 4 years, and the judge stated that you can qualify for a program, which means a year can be shaved off, and then on top of that, it will be reduced anyhow as time goes on. So why is this man now officially filing an appeal? They haven't written their brief. That is going to be coming in the next couple of weeks to explain why this man deserves an appeal. And that in itself means new court dates for this trial, which will take place perhaps in the first quarter of the next year or the second quarter of the next year. I honestly don't know when. But Diddy is making good on his promise to appeal his conviction with new legal documents that have just been filed in federal court in New York. The notice was filed Monday and lists Alexandra Shapiro as his counsel, so she is taking lead in this. We're told that Diddy's team will likely file their substantive brief for the appeal within 4 to 6 weeks. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that Alexandra Shapiro, she is the one who's pregnant on his team. So why would she be the one leading counsel on this when she's heavily pregnant? I don't know, because she's going to have a brand newborn. But the appeal is going to be coming, guys, within 4 to 6 weeks, within the next month. So before this year's even over, we're going to get a whole in-depth appeal briefing. He was convicted on 2 charges on October 3rd of transportation across state lines. Diddy was acquitted on most serious counts, as we know. He still hasn't been assigned to a prison and remaining at the MDC for now, though judge did state he thinks the mogul should serve his time as close as possible to the New York metropolitan area. Diddy's attorneys have asked the court to recommend it to the Bureau of Prisons that Diddy be obviously moved to the FCI Fort Dix. Well, the judge might be right in this case for recommending Diddy to maintain himself within the New York metropolitan area, because now you need to be making those trips back to the court again, back to the courthouse. Why is P. Diddy doing this? Why has he officially filed an appeal? He's well within his legal right to do so. Point blank period. I'm not disputing that, but you were given 4 years. So what advice are you taking? This appeal to me is a reflection of his mental state, desperation, insanity, and absolutely losing it, and wants to get out of that jail. I think it also reflects his ego, and that his performance, which is what this was during his sentencing, was all fake. It was a bravado. It was a trial show, as far as I'm concerned. He's not really remorseful. He's not really accountable, because this man just wants to get an appeal and get out. He's not going to do his time. He's not going to do his 4 years. He instead wants to continue to challenge the court to get himself out of this jail. Even after his sentencing, the lawyers were shading Judge Arun, calling him a 13th juror, and now they're going to go back into the courthouse to Judge Arun's face and say, we're going to appeal this. I don't think that this is going to work. You were given 4 years. That's fair for the charges you're going down for. I don't understand why you think that now that's unfair and that you're appealing that and that you're even going to win this. I don't see how you're going to win this appeal. What, you're going to be given 2 years? Or what's the briefing going to say? That you want Diddy to be, released immediately. And that's exactly what they're going to be fighting. If that's in the brief within 4 to 6 weeks, I'm going to be shell-shocked. Complete delusion. Delusion of grandeur for you to think that you can be immediately released even after your sentencing. This does not show accountability. This does not show remorseful behavior. It only shows that all of that behavior of you crying, looking at your mother, your children crying, all of it was just complete fakeness to try and get out of prison ASAP. Instead of you to try and be humble, put your head down and take the time that you've been given and serve your time, serve the prison time for the sentencing, for the charges that you've gone down for, that the jurors found you guilty of. Instead, you want to file this, appeal. It's just pompous to me. So pompous, so rude, and it just shows that this man has an ego that is out of check and that it's not going to get checked. This man wants to go right back to Miami, which is why he had the speaking engagements organized to clearly get on that pink stuff and live his best life and continue these freak-offs once again. That's exactly what this man is going to be doing. This man has not changed, for goodness sake. He claimed he changed after doing what he did to Cassie, but then what he did to Jane right after that is a reflection of this man's character. The speeches, the emotions, the crying, the children cry, all of this is fake. And this appeal being filed today, as of 2 hours ago, shows this. He's well within his legal rights to appeal. Anybody actually is, and this obviously is in legal motion. And, you know, lawyers can advise you that you can do that if you want to. But would you not just take the 4 years? Would you not just take the 4 years? I just don't understand. Would you not just take the 4 damn years? It's just 4 years. You were facing life in prison and all of your assets seized and your money seized and your property seized, all of this. And instead, you only got 4 years. So take that as a win, do the 4 years and get out of prison. Instead, you're going to fight for this appeal and you're going to get embarrassed once more. Now, YouTuber Tasha K is talking about how doctors are diagnosing Nicki Minaj with the mental illness of schizophrenia. Now, Tasha K has been working closely with Nicki, and so perhaps she's had a permission to say this or not, but basically stating how, you know, they are trying to get Nicki under some, you know, conservatorship, and that because she's married, therefore Kenneth Petty becomes the power of attorney and he is the one who will be in control of everything, and that people don't like that, and therefore they're trying to leak bad stories of the husband. And, you know, she actually is mentally unwell. She has been diagnosed with schizophrenia, which would explain the frantic rants that have been going online for the past couple of years. And, you know, speaking about somebody's mental illnesses and private medical information is something that I don't think Nicki would even appreciate. But this is the conversation now that people are having online, that she is stating that she's been told via her credible sources that doctors are trying to diagnose her with schizophrenia because she is mentally unwell. Now, this could be plausible, and I do think that there are a lot of artists who, as they get older, they do have mental health related issues and they don't want to get checked for it, and because they have social media on their hand, they will just end up ranting and publicly saying stuff and etc. But this is now the news when it comes to Nicki Minaj. People are discussing the mental illnesses, and I think that schizophrenia is a very serious mental diagnosis, one that I wouldn't take lightly. And one symptom with schizophrenia is severe paranoia. And, you know, of course, she has been very paranoid when it comes to things going on. And recently there have been secret card Amex charges where people are taking the card and using her money. People are assuming it's the husband. People are assuming it's ex-best friend. Somebody's saying it's even Ra Ali from Love and Hip Hop, and that she was conspiring with one of Nicki's assistants to try and take money and etc. And that it was people in-house on her team. Whatever the conversation is, it looks like there are cracks in-house in the team. And if this is true that she has been mentally diagnosed with schizophrenia, then, you know, I really do hope she gets the best help that she deserves and gets, because mental illnesses should be treated, but unfortunately people don't see them, so therefore they don't believe that they have these mental illnesses. So if this is the case, according to Tasha K, hopefully she gets the best help that she needs and deserves. That's all I have to say on it. Do subscribe to the channel, guys. Comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. It's just one click to subscribe. That's all you guys have to do. There's so much stigma to black and brown communities when it comes to mental illnesses, you know, whether it be something like schizophrenia or bipolar, and people don't often want to get checked, and then they get paranoid about getting checked. And then of course, if you are a big musician, doctors could be taking advantage of you, which we are seeing with Desiree Perez and Demora Hadley. He was basically, you know, for the Baker's Act, taken to hospital against her own will, and those charges seem to be going forward. So all of that also exists. Very complex world, very nuanced, and I don't expect anybody to have the answers unless we are physically there. I don't have the answers, but as I can always say, if this is true, hopefully she gets the help that she needs from authentic doctors. Subscribe. Diddy, relax with this appeal. It's going to be a madness. If you don't go back to the MDC and get on your knee pads and do what you've been doing, living your best life, you don't need to be doing this appeal nonsense, because it's not going to work in your favor. I look forward to reading the briefing, which is going to be released in 4 to 6 weeks, for what this man is going to be fighting for via Alexandra Shapiro, how many years that, you know, Diddy wants. My guess is Diddy wants to be free, and that's what he's going to be fighting for in the appeal. And my prediction is this man is going to have it denied. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.